Hey, what's up guys? So welcome to this week's challenge rift guide, which is 166. We are working with an exploding palm monk over here, the Yugioh set. And here's what we're working with in terms of the pieces of gear. I'll go ahead and mouse over them really quick. It's just a bunch of different multipliers. However, there is the Julia's cameo, so you're going to be able to prevent all of arcane damage, but there really isn't anything to worry about in terms of trying to manage that I do need to mention, other than your damage with your 7-sided strike and your exploding palm is going to be increased by quite a bit. And pretty much the build is relatively efficient this time. I would say in terms of a build, it's actually quite viable here if any of you guys did want to go ahead and copy it. But nonetheless, the only thing important to mention on the skills over here is one of the passives. You do happen to have near-death experience, but pretty much in terms of the actual gameplay, you don't need to activate focus and restraint, except for at the very end during the elite. But you'll see that you'll basically one-shot everything with your 7-sided strike. You do not need to activate exploding palm, and pretty much this is your main source of damage. Wave of the 100 Fists can be activated when you want to use Epiphany. That will let you basically teleport, and if maybe you're getting stuck like you can't move because there's a bunch of trash, instead of activating your 7-sided strike because it has kind of a longer cooldown, you can just go ahead and hit another target that's basically past where your targets are blocking you. So pretty much all you're doing is 7-sided strike for damage. You're using dashing strike to go ahead and again ignore units and just kind of move faster around the map. But when Epiphany is not active, don't even bother with Wave of the 100 Fists. I know it applies your exploding palm, but it's going to apply anyways with 7-sided strike with the way that the build works. And don't even bother using Mantra of Salvation, just kind of waste of spirit and time. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right in, and I'll show you guys how to clear it. Alright, hop right in, go ahead and teleport twice. Go ahead and eliminate that elite pack over there. You can use your Epiphany if you want to go ahead and use it. There's also a shield pylon, but we'll go ahead and ignore that because we don't need it. You can go pick it up if you want to, but I'm just basically showing you guys that you don't need it at all. But pretty much, since this build doesn't ignore unit collision, we're just going to go ahead and focus in on the 7-sided strike, and we'll use our Epiphany and the Wave of 100 Fists to get within range of more enemies. And always keep in mind that when you see that the timer, it looks like we barely have any time, it's because we're racing against our own time. We're already pretty high up on the leaderboards. But the build's pretty easy. It's definitely got enough DPS. It's not super squishy, but you're able to pretty much get down everything that you need to. And don't feel like you need to clean up every single trash that you see. You'll have sufficient time. Get this guy down. You do have a cheat death, so if you happen to stand in one of the explosions, you'll be A-okay. We're going to go ahead and hug the left side now, and there should be an elite over in this corner. There's actually going to be 2 elites. Unfortunately, we got wallered off over here, but it happens sometimes. There's another elite. You want to try to group them up so you can actually exploding palm just once, and it'll eliminate all of them, versus one of them like surviving. Go ahead and pick up this conduit, and then everything else should pretty much be melting. Go ahead and Epiphany, so you can teleport. Get that down. There'll be another elite pack coming up very soon. Exploding palm once again. And then just play Orb Collector for a second. And then we'll move on to the final floor. Now on the final floor, you want to go ahead and go upwards here. There's going to be a power pylon. But it's mostly because I wanted the elite. Go ahead and eliminate him. And sometimes if there's too many enemies right in front of you, go ahead and just activate your exploding palm. Go ahead and just kind of venture downward, as there'll be 2 more elites that we'll go ahead and be able to eliminate. Just go downward one more, and this should be pretty much towards the very end of it. If you have to go over here, which in our case we had to, there's 1 more elite that we'll go ahead and eliminate. Have to wait for 7-sided strike to come back up. And we'll go ahead and grab this pack over here. And this is like the one time you can actually activate your focus and restraint, as you pretty much don't need it. As I mentioned before, it's mostly just going ahead and activating your 7-sided strike over and over again. But let's go ahead and see what we placed up on the leaderboard. Alright, that's a top 10 finish. Not too bad over there. But anyways, yeah, that's how you complete this week's challenge rift. It's a fairly easy rift. It's mostly just trying to pay attention to when you can activate your 7-sided strike, as the rest of the stuff doesn't really do any damage. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully this video guide helped you guys out. And if you enjoyed it, drop a like on it. And if you are new here, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on that bell if you'd like to see more Diablo and other gaming content. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.